Hello, this is Amos Tarfa, and in this video I just want to go over a few quick items. First of all, I believe that there is no reason why high school in America should take any more than 2 years. That's just too long, and I'll explain that in this video. I believe that the American system, by the way it's structured, you should actually be done with high school stuff by 9th grade. Now, you can actually look at Minnesota as an example and notice that they actually demonstrate that, right? With the PSEO program where people in 11th and 12th grade are doing college courses. Well, why don't we then look at it and say, how do we make it this even more efficient? That means that when you get into 10th grade, you should be more focused in the materials that pertain to the things you want to do with your life. So career preparation needs to be taught more, right? We need to do more career prep. America is one of the countries where people wait the longest to make a decision about their careers, and it's just not working out. Look at many countries of the world. People make a decision and they have a plan and they have a track and they go for it. What should you do if you don't know what to do with your life? If you're not certain, what should you do? Number one, I would recommend have a document somewhere or a notebook where you write down your thoughts about the fields that you're interested in, okay? So make sure that you have somewhere you are writing things down on. Then find job shadowing opportunities. What are the different types of jobs that you're interested in? Make sure you get those job shadowing opportunities. Now, if you're at Lifetime Academy, by God's grace, we have so many connections to people and some of my friends who are in different fields, and a lot of them are interested in talking. So let's know what fields you want to explore, and let's have you meet with some of these people, job shadow, get experience. If you don't like blood, for example, right now, that's not going to change necessarily tomorrow, right? And for some people, it's a deal breaker where they don't want to do anything in medicine because of that. I do want to talk about medicine in this video for a minute though, but I just want to say, make sure you look at your skill set. What do you love to do? What do people say that you're good at? What subjects are you attracted to? What could you do with the tools you have to provide for your family or to provide for yourself in terms of an income? These are things you should be thinking about when you think about careers. What are you good at? What's in your toolkit? What have people complimented you on? What job shadowing opportunities have you taken and found to be very interesting? Take all that into account. Meet with someone who has experience in career counseling or has an interest in vision casting, right? I love discussing vision details, and there's a lot of other people you can talk to. Make sure you have that conversation. Get some insight. We're not trying to tell you to figure out your career choice in life on your own. We're here to help you. So find, these different pieces I've given you, and then let's go from there. Okay, so once you've made a list of fields you're interested in, and you've job shadowed, and you know what you want to do, let's use an example like medicine, and let me show you how someone who wants to go into medicine should literally be done with college by 18 or 19. Like not high school, with college at 18 or 19. How do you do that? Okay, let's take it from the top. Let's assume they know this in 6th grade. If you know in 6th grade what you want to do with your life is to go into medicine, here's what I would recommend for you to do. So English, math, history, science, and then we're going to call this electives, okay? This is 6th grade. This is 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and so on and so forth, okay? So you might need a notebook to follow what I'm doing here. So let's start quickly. So for math, I would actually start with the math and science first. For math, I would actually say you should be doing pre-algebra. Pre-algebra is basically fractions, decimals, percents, ratios, proportions. This is what it is. Some people hear pre-algebra and they think intense. It's not intense, okay? That's what pre-algebra is. Focus on solidifying your foundation. We have a math program called Inspirational Mathematics 1, and that's all it is. It's pre-algebra. So do pre-algebra and actually don't take summers off from math. That's one of the worst ideas in any education system. Taking 3 months off from a skill that is like shooting free throws is just not wise because you're going to lose ground. So if you don't lose ground, you actually should be done with Calculus 3 by the time you graduate high school. So let's do this. Pre-algebra, and then let's actually get into algebra 1 and 2 in 7th grade. Let's do geometry and some pre-calc in 8th grade. Let's do Calc 1 in 9th grade, Calc 2 in 10th grade, Calc 3 in 11th grade, and then linear algebra and differential equations in 12th grade. Okay? That is actually for fun. You don't have to do linear algebra or differential if you want to be a doctor, but why not? Math is beautiful. So by doing what you just did there for the math, you are going to gain over 12 credits of math just from the line item 12. And college algebra, pre-calc, and calc give you college credit. So right there, we have 9 credits of math waiting for us. Okay, so that's the math. What about science? Let's do that one also. When we go to science, I would say in 6th grade, you're doing a general science where you're wrapping up, getting general science, life science, a general overview of science, something like this curriculum. Science in the Scientific Revolution or Science in the Atomic Age by J. Wiles. I love studying the scientific revolution. You know, one of the questions I talk about a lot is what caused the scientific revolution? Great topic. And of course, this book does a great job of teaching science from a historical perspective. So in 6th grade, just enjoy the process, right? We have a book on the history of medicine. You can read that as well in 6th grade. In 7th grade, if your math skills are able to handle it, then I would say, you know what, actually, let's hold off on that for a second. If you're willing and you have the study skills, you can do some bio, okay? If you need to take more time in doing that, that's fine. Do some bio, do some chem, do some physics, do some anatomy, do some psychology and neuroscience, okay? Now, notice that along the way, the chemistry, the physics, the anatomy, you're doing college level. So notice that the science here is all college level stuff once you hit that chemistry and biology phase. Okay, so how do you graduate in 2 years? Well, you should double up on your sciences, double up on your math. So when you're doing geometry, you also work on doing trigonometry that same year. When you're doing chemistry, you also do physics that same year. That's what we did in Nigeria. If you take the Nigerian approach to learning and bring it to America, people will be graduating high school in a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, that's easy because we actually do chemistry, physics, and biology, math, pure math and applied math. We do those 6 courses every grade level. So in 10th grade, I did all 6 of those, plus more, by the way, Hausa, French, other things. And so there's so much more we can do to be efficient in our education program. Let's finish our discussion on the medicine track, and then I'll make another video where I go into detail on how to graduate high school in no more than 2 years. So we do the math track, we do the science track, we do the US history, world history, geography, and we do them all at the higher level of reading. That means that everything prior to 6th grade, you're strengthening your reading, you're strengthening your arithmetic, you're strengthening your number sense. Those are things that you're doing earlier on. So that's what I would do for the history, and then you're doing econ and government. So basically, all these can be done at a college type textbook level, but I would say the US history, the Western civilization or world history, and the econ government, you should clap those as well. We've talked about math, we've talked about science and history, and then for English, it's pretty straightforward. American literature, British literature, world literature, you're doing that every year, you're writing papers, you're doing the CLEP test. English is pretty straightforward, but do it so it's counting for both high school and college. So you should graduate college by 18 because you're doing something very common, as I said, in Minnesota, where they do a PSEO, post-secondary school education option. Okay, electives. Computer science, foreign language, gym and health and art and music. Just do those regularly and you'll be just fine. So, how do you graduate high school in 2 years then? What would that take? If you are in 8th grade and you're seeing what I'm saying right now, I would recommend that you do US literature, world literature, and if you want, as I said, British literature, but let's just say college comp, British literature, okay? In many states, you need 4 credits or 4 classes of English. That's your 4 classes. For math, we should do college algebra, pre-calc, calculus, and geometry. We should do all those 4 things I mentioned. Do 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the math, okay? So notice you've done 1, 2, 3, 4 for the English, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the math, college algebra, pre-calc, calculus, geometry. Oh, by the way, your college algebra is the same thing as algebra 2. You should do algebra 1 at the same time. You could do both of them together. And then we're going to move on to, so we have 4 for English, 4 for math, 4 for science. We're going to do chemistry, physics, biology, and anatomy. And add some neuroscience. And let's do psychology as an elective. Okay, and computer science as an elective, and gym, and art, and music. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electives right there. And then French or Spanish, I'm going to say French here, okay? So you have your electives going. And then the remaining thing then is US history, world history, geography, okay? So US history, world history or Western civilization, geography, government, econ, okay? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This counts as half and half. So US history, world history, geography, government, econ, that satisfies. And you could do those, two of them together here. So basically, in 1 year, you do US history and world history, or you do whatever combination, but you do 2 of them in 1 year, you do 2 of them in 1 year here. Then you come over here, you do US lit and world lit that matches with the history you're doing. And then you do college comp and British literature the second year of this 2-year high school accelerated program. You do college algebra, algebra 1 and pre-calc in 1 year. You do calculus and geometry in 1 year. That's done, your math is done. You do chemistry, physics together, biology, anatomy, and neuroscience together. That's 2 years right there. And then you do psychology, computer science, gym, art, music, French. You mix that in with the learning. If you want to go to medical school, 2 years. So think of this as your 9th and 10th grade. But here's the catch. The 9th and 10th grade work you're doing from all of what I'm describing here is also counting for college credit. So let's count how many college credits are possible from all of what I just described. If you're doing the CLEP option, that would be, we're looking at, if we take college comp, that's 3 credits from the CLEPing. 3 credits, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and we go over here, so 21, and then we're going to take 24, 27, 30. We have 30 credits. That's your freshman year of college. 30 credits covered from this plan. Not only is it efficient to get you through high school quickly, it gives you 30 college credits. And now you're done with 10th grade, you have 30 college credits. What do you want to do for 11th grade? You decide. Do you want to focus on taking more CLEP tests and get another 30 credits? You can, or you can just enroll in a college. We really hope by God's grace that our college is up and running very soon. So maybe you can enroll in our college, the Faraday Maxwell Institute of Technology. But stay tuned for more information for how to graduate in an efficient amount of time, and then you can explore your interest. You can make an impact and use the tools that you've been given for the glory of God. I hope this was helpful to show you what's possible from someone who grew up in Nigeria and saw education from a different perspective and is looking at America and all its inefficiencies in the K-12 education and saying, we can do better, we could do better. And I want to help you do better so that you can flourish for the glory of God. Everyone was created for a purpose. Everyone's life matters. They've been designed for a purpose. Of course, there's deceit and lies that can deceive people into what they do with their lives. But everybody has been created and made in the image of God. And so you've been made for a purpose. I tell my students, you're the only you that has ever existed or that will ever exist. So make sure you use your tools well. You're unique. You stand out because you are the only you. You're the only copy of you. Make the most of your time. That's why we exist. Lifetime Academy, redeeming the time, for the days are evil, as it says in Ephesians chapter 5. Thank you for watching this video again. Join us on this journey to have efficient education options for families. Take care and God bless.